toss over to you at the Results Center in Pretoria. Who do you have with you, and what is the temperature on the ground? Stephen Clotis was saying a little bit earlier that we should not be surprised if any of the coalition deals are actually already starting now on the floors, as you see people moving around and chit-chattering as the results continue to stream in.
The Freedom Party entered a very difficult arena, having not contested the 2016 local government election. Added to that was the challenge we experienced when our former leader, Zanele Kamagwaza Msibi, had a massive stroke in 2014. But remember, this had a devastating effect on the performance of the National Freedom Party. We had 227 councillors, speakers, deputy mayors, many officials all lost their livelihoods. So to make a comeback was not easy, very limited or no resources. But I think given the results that we are finding out about now, that the National Freedom Party is making a comeback, and we owe it to our former leader Zanele Kamagwaza Msibi. We are doing exceptionally well with about 46% of the votes thus far in Nongoma. And in Idumbe, we are given to understand that we've won, so our candidates have won quite a few of the wards, then we're doing extremely well. The unfortunate thing is that one of our candidates who performed exceptionally well, as you know, was assassinated a few weeks ago, and he predicted he'll win by about 90% of the votes, and I'm told he's received about 86% of the vote. Unfortunately, he's not yet to enjoy the fruits of that.
Sheikh Imam, you style yourself as a national party, or at least a party with a national reach, let me put it that way so we don't get any comparisons with the old National Party. But, I mean, is the NFP going to have any sort of footprint outside of KZN? You mentioned already that you've had significant gains in and around Nongoma, other places in KwaZulu-Natal, but where else in South Africa would you say the NFP has still got a strong foothold?
Well, let me start off by saying that, it's been very difficult for us. We've had absolutely no funding whatsoever. Not even the funding from the IEC has been released to the National Freedom Party as I stand here today. So we went into this election with absolutely no funding whatsoever. We have got quite a bit of support based in different parts of the country, Gauteng, the Eastern Cape, the Western Cape. But remember, politics without resources, you can't make any successful gains. And that's the difficulty we have been having. And that is why parties that have got the financial muscle and backing are the ones that are able to get bigger and bigger. And the smaller ones generally disappear from the political arena. So it's been very difficult, but I can assure you we have got significant support throughout the country. And we are expecting some seats in different parts of the country.
So what's the game plan for the NFP moving forward? If you say that you've got significant support in places like Nongoma, are you looking to play the role of kingmaker? Are you looking to be part of some coalition government where you have enough votes to have a say there? Or are you looking to remain in opposition?
Well, for starters, I think if you look at Idumba, we are expected to have an outright win. In Nongoma, we're sitting pretty well at 46%. It appears that there might be a need for a coalition. But one thing is not certain, that we are entering into coalition with any particular political party. That is a matter for the Interim National Executive Committee to decide on. Once the results are out, we will look at our options and decide what is going to be in the best interest of the people in those particular municipalities, and then start talking to political parties.
Sheikh Imam Ahmed Manzoor, thank you very much for your time on Newzroom Africa. Well, smaller parties still hoping to have an impact in these local government elections. Let's head to the Eastern Cape now, though, with my colleague Malungelo Booi standing by at the Results Operation Command Center down in eKapa.
Hi there, Nick. Thank you very much. You're right. You're coming to us live from East London in the Eastern Cape Results Centre. And I'm looking at the leaderboard. 42% of the results have already been captured here in the Eastern Cape. I can tell you this, Nick, that things in this particular province are quite predictable. In fact, the ANC is leading in most of these municipalities. I quickly want to bring in Usiabonga Maki. He's the Electoral Operations Manager here. Thank you so much for your time. I'm wondering then, sir, what kind of issues, did you guys here in the Eastern Cape experience thus far?
Your question, thank you for the opportunity. And your question, is it related to the elections yesterday right up to capturing now?
Right now.
All right. Starting yesterday, for starters, we were fearing of a bad weather.
Okay.
We were thinking that we would, because the forecast as of early last week was showing that we would have a rainy weekend. But that was not to be real, especially on Monday.
Yeah.
But we did come across some community protests where trenches had been dug overnight on Sunday.
Sure.
And then we, through the interventions of our partners, such as SAPS and some municipalities, mayors and everybody, we got that to be resolved.
Sure.
But not without some voting stations being delayed. The last 2 voting stations opened around 12:30.
Yeah.
But we are happy to announce, and we were happy yesterday to say that all voting stations in the Eastern Cape did open for business. And then count the
vote counting and the process that we currently, the vote counting and the process that is actually currently underway in the capturing of the results.
Right now we close voting stations at 9, and obviously we started with counting, and all voting stations have finished with counting. We are now in the process of capturing the results. As you have called out the percentages, we are not experiencing any problems. Really, everything is running smoothly as can be expected.
All right, Simon Mabolo saying that the results, all of the results are 90% in fact of the results are expected today. You think you also as the province on track?
That is our wish. We are pushing very hard. Our colleagues in the local offices we're capturing is taking place. We have not slept since yesterday, and we are making sure that all of us will go to bed when all the results are in and have been captured. And some offices in the South Apartment areas have finished already with capturing. So we are on track to follow what the CEO is saying.
All right, thank you so much for your time. That's Siyabonga Maki. He's the Electoral Operations Manager here in the Eastern Cape. And of course, if we look into municipalities like the Buffalo City municipality, for example, that's where we are, and the ANC is actually enjoying support of about 75% from the numbers that we're currently seeing on the screen, and it's followed by the DA at 10%. EFF is just at over 9%. It's over to you, Stephen Krutus, at the National Results Centre in Tshwane.
Malungelo Booi, thanks very much indeed. I mean, Eastern Cape, one of the hotspots of this election, particularly, of course, Nelson Mandela Bay. We'll be watching that for you as we go through the afternoon here on Newzroom Afrika, channel 405.